radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to Democracy in Action. My name is Kingsley Wenenda Wali. We all know that Valentine is here. And on the day of the next Valentine, Nigeria will be making some monumental decisions. And right after that will be the election for the destiny of River State. And one of the gentlemen who have offered themselves to serve the people of River State. Yes, I use this word serve loosely because we know that some people come screaming service at the end of the day, they end up serving themselves. But with us this morning to discuss his vision and his policies with regards to how River State to be governed come 29th of May, if you like, when Rivers people decide that he should be the governor, he said I shouldn't call him honorable. Yeah, he says, I don't know what I should call him, Prince. Okay, Prince Toyin Princewill. Prince Toyin Princewill is the candidate of the Labour Party, River State, gubernatorial candidate for Labour Party, River State. Princewill, welcome.
Thank you, it's good to be here.
A little bit of Princewill.
Toyin or TP is fine.
Okay. For the next 90 minutes, we'll be discussing Toyin Princewill and River State. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
He has a lot of ideas, I've worked closely with him before, and he has a lot of ideas. You will not lack for if he were elected governor. He will do and try to do a lot of positive things that will make an impact on youth and employment. These are areas that I know that he's concerned about. Well, politics is a bit of a funny game, but I think he will want team of people around him. Did a lot of contracts together in the early 2000s, and we were able to do them properly because he agreed that we should do them properly.
From the experience of my friend, direct experience of my friend, he's not a very trustworthy person. And secondly, judging from the number of businesses that's dabbled into, I don't think he has sustaining power. He doesn't have that zeal to see things through. I don't think that makes those are qualities that good governance can be based on.
I think Toyin Princewill is a well-bred technocrat, and I think I've got a bit of Toyin's profile offhand. He was Chief Technology Officer for Panasonic UK, the product of Imperial College, London. He's a project management professional. Toyin is so well-bred, well cut out, royal blood. But the matter of fact, he's my prince. I've got a lot of respect for him in the industry. I'm in information technology, so Toyin is like my big brother in the industry and all that. He's an exceptional candidate. I believe strongly that people who have proven experience in industry and private sector should be given an opportunity to run the affairs of the state. And I believe that it's the case that we've experienced at the state, simply because we have people who have not tried their hands in managing private ventures. And I think that's one of the main reasons why we have a lot of abandoned projects in River State. Toyin Princewill is a project manager. He's been tested in Panasonic and several global establishments. And I trust that he has the capacity and the competence, the qualification, and the attitude to run a good government. However, the little challenge with the Princewill candidacy may be his style of politics. I don't think that Princewill has sufficient grassroots structure. I know people are going to question what I call grassroots structure. But I think in terms of competence, qualification, and the right attitude to governance, I think Toyin Princewill has a fantastic pedigree and profile. Secondly, whenever you talk about Toyin Princewill, people talk about his antecedents in politics. He's been in ACN, he's been a friend of the governor, and people question, you've been a friend of the governor for so long. How come you are against the governor now? And so people want to know, in terms of political stability, why have you moved from ACN to PDP now back to Labour Party? Now, in terms of political stability, I think Toyin Princewill has a bit of deficiency in that regard, but that does not politics for me will be an issue. But in terms of personal credibility and competence, I think Toye Principal is a qualified candidate.
Toye Principal, you've had a bit of this and that about you. Some very pleasant, some not too pleasant. I mean, there's no person out there who's going to have 100% testimonial. But we want to hear from you directly. Who are you?
Well, thank you. I think it's a new format that I'm hearing today, which is quite refreshing.
Thank you.
So even before we start talking, we already have an idea of what the people are saying and what the people are thinking. And I don't think that what you've played is not an accurate reflection of what is out there. There are mixed views, and I think that those mixed views are well in order. It would be impossible to please everybody. But let me take up a couple of the things that I've heard people say, because I think what we need to do now is not just talk, but we need to also listen. So if given this opportunity, I might just start talking. But let me reflect what people have said and use that as an opportunity to express who I am as a person. There's no doubt that we have many ideas. I remember in 2007 when Amaechi came into office. Just for the record, I think it's important to say that I never knew Amaechi before 2007. Everybody thinks that we are old, long-term friends, but I never knew him before that. And for those that don't believe, I always say, if you have any evidence to the contrary, please bring it forward. Now, having not known him before 2007, and having not liked the politicians that he represented before 2007, when I went into politics to change politics. I didn't want to maintain the status quo. But I looked at it and I said, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And everybody knows at the time, myself and Odili and Meha were engaged in a battle for Rivers State, the heart and soul of Rivers State. And so I was in court, and I remember very clearly that, I don't want to mention too many names, but Tonye Hari, the late Tonye Hari, God rest his soul, approached me to work with Meha. And I refused. I said I was going to continue my case in the court, in the tribunal. But it's immediately Amaechi came on board. The same people that were telling me to remove my case were telling me to keep my case. Not only keep my case, but they're also telling me that they will show me evidence of how they rigged the election against me. So I was at a crossroads. If I keep my case in court, I'm satisfying Omeha and Odili. If I remove my case, I'm satisfying Amaechi. And since I took the view that the enemy of my enemy is my friend, I opted for what was, I felt, the better or the lesser of two evils. Having said that, it was also the cheaper of two evils, because I was offered money to keep my case in court. But when I was removing my case in court, it's not like I had any money or any deal. I removed my case simply on the principle that, okay, let's move forward. I was also conscious that the state was very divided, and that the state being divided, it was an opportunity for us to heal. There was a strong upland riverine sentiment. Oh, what's wrong with all these riverine people fighting the candidacy of Omeha? Then, of course, extending it to Amaechi. And I saw it as an opportunity for healing. So I took it. But of course, call it political naivety. I didn't realize that when I do something which I felt was in the interest of Rivers State, that people would abuse me and suggest all sorts. Oh, he's Amaechi's friend, or he's benefiting, and so on and so forth. I did it, and I retreated to the background. I took no political appointment or no political office. So ideas were what brought me into the sphere of government. I was working with Amaechi and giving him ideas and helping move the state forward. So when the first speaker says I'm a man of ideas, he's right. The second speaker says I'm not trustworthy, and I'm not sure why she says that. I don't think she said why. But I believe I am, and I would like anyone who says that I'm not to just, give us an opportunity to hear why. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I stick to my word. I am more interested in the general people's welfare than my own personal welfare. Of course, if I was interested in my own personal welfare, I would have taken the money that was on offer, and I would have continued my case against Amaechi. Many people did that.
And probably continued your relationship with Amaechi.
And I would have continued my relationship with Amaechi now, because a relationship with Amaechi is a lot more lucrative than a relationship outside of Amaechi, especially if your relationship outside of Amaechi is not in the federal government. So I'm not benefiting from the federal government. I'm not benefiting from the state government.
Not benefiting from your conscience.
I'm benefiting from my conscience. I'm a happy man. I sleep well at night. And not very many people can do that. Many people will have to rely on either the Amaechi factor or the Jonathan factor to survive. I don't need either. I would like to, but if it would affect my conscience, then so be it. I will not go down that road. So I'm not sure why she says I'm not trustworthy. As for, she said something about lack of sustaining power. She said about businesses I've run. All my businesses are running. I mean, as far as I know, that charge cannot be leveled against me, against my business. First business I set up in Nigeria was in 2001. It's still active. It's employing now over 150 people. It's one of my smallest businesses, but it's doing very well. And I've set up several other businesses since then. So when we talk about the absence of sustainability, I'm not sure. But let me extend that to what the other person said. He said well-bred, well-caught, royal family, and all those things. What I like to remind people is that my father brought me up well. And by the time I came back to Nigeria to come and continue my, let us call it, pursuit of prosperity, my father was a professor in university. So the royal blood thing, I don't understand how that comes. Of course, I'm the son of a king. That's fine. But if you look carefully, you'll see that I've tried to maintain myself and build myself outside of his activities, outside of his kingdom. So
Your father was a prince too.
Yes.
So don't you think that is the blue blood thing that runs in your father that he's talking about?
No, of course. But the point is that we are looking at it from, I like to see myself as an everyday person. I don't run around the place,
Like Prince Charles.
Like Prince Charles or
Prince
anything.
Williams.
You know, I like to see myself as an everyday guy. And we're talking about a country where royal fathers are not even given the respect they deserve. So I don't really see it as something that you should put forward as your first step. It's in reality, I am a prince, I'm the son of a king. That's fine, I'm comfortable with that. But I believe that what that does is not place some kind of extra privilege on you. Instead, it should place, and it does place, extra burdens on you. And so I take those burdens in my stride. Yes, I have a very good background in terms of my qualifications, my work experience. I'll give myself credit there. But what people don't give me credit for, and I would like that to start to happen at some point, if not now, is that I think I'm the only person that I know that has run a political organization since 2006 without a political appointment. I have not had a political appointment, yet I've managed and maintained a political structure. And just imagine what would happen if I had a political appointment. In fact, what I've achieved in politics, I believe, is miraculous. I entered politics for the first time in 2006. I ran for governor. Anybody who is honest and fair to themselves will recognize that what I achieved was close to impossible because I had no government support, I had no government assistance, I used my own resources. What it shows is that people who work with me are people who are committed, they're not after money. I can't take the credit myself, but I can take the credit for finding good people who are not necessarily interested in money. And it's not easy. I mean, over this course of these years, many people have used me to climb to fame, used me to climb to prosperity. And they are the ones who are happier now. Maybe they've got more resources than they had, they've got more prominence than they have, but they've used the political platform that we built from scratch to rise to that. And I don't begrudge them. I believe everybody has an opportunity to do that. But what people don't give me enough credit when they say you don't have a grassroots structure, you don't have this, I laugh. I think you can argue that we have built a political family that is almost equivalent to a political party from 2006. Many of the people who are working with me in 2006 still work with me today. The people who are here with me have been working with me since 2006, and there are many others. And what have they been seeing? What have they been benefiting? What possibly could I have been giving to them since I'm not in political office from 2006 till now? The only thing I can give them is honesty, trustworthiness. The only thing I can give them is transparency. So whatever comes to me, whatever I make, I share. And most politicians come to politics to make money. Me, I've come to politics to spend money. And I've said it many times before, that if you look at what I've put into the politics, what I've put into the state, it's really unbelievable. So we'll come to all of that, I'm sure, for the course of this interview. But I want to thank my supporters, people who have stood by me all these years, who have disregarded all the negative vibes, who have understood that I'm not doing this because I want to make money. If I want to make money, I will be hanging with Amechi now. If I wanted to make money, I would be completely sycophantic towards the president. And I would not be a critic. But I have stood in the center, which is not a comfortable place to be. Sometimes it's very lonely. And because you don't talk a lot, people talk on your behalf. I'm grateful for this opportunity. Now running for governor will give me an opportunity to talk and also confront my critics, so that we will actually start to hear people talk about my issues, and I actually respond to those issues. So let me not make this a monologue.
Yeah, naturally. I mean, it's your tough, as it were, because you need to tell our listeners who you are, and that is what this program is all about.
Yeah, let me just say something very quickly.
Okay.
There is no major political decision I've taken, none, without consultation with my people.
Oh, that's a fantastic word, my people.
Yeah.
I suspect that word, my people.
No, it's my people. Because the way I look at it basically is that I am theirs and they are mine. And we work together.
There's a synergy, there's a nexus relationship between you and them.
Yeah. So I don't take any decision. So when somebody says Tonye Prince did this, Tonye Prince did that, there's no decision I've taken. None. When it's in 2007 when we decided to work with Amechi, it was a collective decision. We sat down because I said to them, I said, I can decide not to work with this man and my life would be fine. It's your decision. The same thing, every single decision. So I've not taken any decision on my own. Even the decision to move to the Labour Party was driven largely by my supporters.
We'll get there.
We will, I'm sure.
The program is Democracy in Action. Our guest this morning is Tonye Princewill, the Labour Party candidate, gubernatorial candidate for Rivers State governorship election. We've heard a bit, I want to say a bit of your past, not quite a comprehensive one, because if we started that way, we'll probably not live here. So we've had a bit of the past. Now, just imagine I dropped out from the Blues and I asked you, Tonye Princewill, I have the power to elect you as governor of Rivers State. And on May 29th, I'm going to elect you governor of Rivers State. What am I supposed to expect from you?
I hope it's before May 29th.
Oh, yeah, sorry, that's true. The election before, I'm talking about by May 29th, you become governor of Rivers State.
Okay.
What will you do for me?
Well,
now, using the word me represents the Rivers people.
Oh, very good. Because I would have asked who exactly you are.
We're talking about the Rivers people there.
Because what you can do for the youths is different from what you can do for the women.
I mean youths like me.
Yeah, well, okay, with the grey hairs. That's youth spelled Y-U-T.
Okay.
So, no, the truth of the matter is that Tonye Princewill, I want people to identify me with one major promise. Because politicians come and they promise and they say all sorts of things, and then when they get to power, they do something completely different. I think that what you need to do is, if somebody comes and tells you they want to do something, try and look at the person's antecedents. What have they done already? So when I tell you what I'm about to tell you, my promise is, I will also want you to take a look back at what my antecedents are. And therefore, you cannot give what you do not have. If somebody tells you that I'm a militant or a cultist, even if they don't say it and you know that they're a militant or a cultist, and they say they are coming to bring peace, surely it's understandable.
Maybe graveyard peace.
Thank you. Surely it's understandable that you'll be suspicious. So here's my promise, and this is what I want people to know me for. I don't have a 5-point agenda or a 7-point agenda. I only have a 1-point agenda. And that 1-point agenda is jobs. I'm coming to create jobs. I'm going to create jobs. That's why I'm coming. Because unlike many candidates or many aspirants, I have taken my time to go around the whole state. Not just local government to local government, but community to community. Not during election time when everybody is watching to say, what are you doing? I went before election time. I have been planning for 2015 since 2007. So when I tell you that the number one issue for Rivers people is jobs, I'm not saying it because I feel it. I'm saying it because I know it. I've gone around the various communities asking them, what do you think about government? What are they doing right? Where are they getting it wrong? What are your own peculiar priorities? How would you like them addressed? What do you think of Tonye Princewill? What do you think he should be doing? Should he run for governor? Series of questions. To be fair, I'm only just giving you a summary. Several questions were asked, and we went around. In some communities, we slept overnight to get to the bottom. And when we went into these communities, we didn't just talk to the man on the street without a qualification. We spoke to people who worked in the local government council. We spoke to the people of the community.
In summary, you consulted widely.
Yes, and we also spoke
and you came up with the
community-based
conclusion
organization.
that the problem that Rivers people face now, or one of the, in fact, precisely one of the most important issues that confront us is the issue of unemployment.
Absolutely.
That means you're going to create jobs.
That's what
How
I'm
are you
going
going
to
to
do.
create jobs?
Well, first of all, I'm going to create jobs simply because I can. And I'm going back to the antecedents. Anybody can come here and tell you they're going to create jobs.
Yeah.
Okay, but can they? And I can. So let me start by saying I can, and I can. Why can I? Because I have been doing it. It's what I know.
Tell us more.
Good. I have created jobs. I'm currently an employer of labor, which is interesting when you talk of labor. So labor. Let me remember.
You are at home with the word labor.
Yes, I'm at home with the word labor. Job creation is a priority for me. It's a priority for them. So I have the capacity. I'm doing it as we speak. I have people who work for me who are working overseas and earning dollars. Nigerians exported abroad to go and earn dollars. So I don't only employ, I export. I'm an exporter of human resources. People say, what about what resource should you be developing first? We should diversify our economy. I say yes, we should. But let us also think about our biggest and greatest resource. Is it not human capital? We have good, well-meaning Rivers people who just want somebody to just believe in them, give them an opportunity. And it's not happening. You have to be a politician. You have to be a political heavyweight. You have to be a girlfriend of a politician. You have to be the son of a politician for you to get the opportunity. Merit has gone out the window. People are not saying, what can you give to me? It's like, who do you know? So your efforts, you don't have to read hard. What's the point reading hard? So I'm doing it. I can. It's not just a question of I want to. I actually
If
know
you don't
how to.
mind, in definitive terms, I want to see the A to Z of how you want to start. For example, you want to create 1,000 jobs in the first 90 days, in the first 180 days.
No,
And all of those. No, we need to have indefinite picture.
I will give you.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm just working my way through. I'm sorry, I'm taking too much time.
Yeah, precisely.
People want to hear specifics. I know.
You know, people have short business plan.
but let's the point I'm trying to capture here is, before somebody makes a promise, ascertain the person's capacity to deliver on that promise. People expect somebody to say something, and when tomorrow the person doesn't satisfy it, why did you? A man comes and tells you he's going to give birth to a woman, a baby, and you believe him. He doesn't have the
Don't you believe
capacity.
in miracles?
Well, there you go. But let us try as much as
Be
possible.
reasonable.
Yes, to be reasonable. So, first of all, jobs are my priority. I can do it, and how I'm going to do it, simply this way. The largest employer of labor should be small to medium scale enterprise, not government. When a government comes and creates jobs by employing people as special assistants and youth ambassadors across the place, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is you need to create the environment for business to thrive. And the only way you can create business environment for business to thrive is if you understand their language. A famous thing I said in 2007 was that a major multinational oil company boss said to me that, Tony, the guys in government don't understand our language. What are the issues of business now today? Multiple taxation. They don't have access to cheap capital. This studio now, for instance, if it's performing well, it's getting a message across, what's wrong with the government saying to you, listen, you're doing a fantastic job. I know that if you expand and do A, B, C, D, E, it will improve more your employment prospects. But no government will do it. And no government will ever do it unless you elect Tony Prince-Williams as the Labour government in this state. What I'm saying is that we will be looking for businesses, and we'll be looking for businesses that are doing well, the ones that have the capacity to improve the employment base, and we'll be helping them. How can we help them? I can answer all those questions. But you see, one of the problems we had up until now is if we started talking too much detail about how we're going to create the jobs, the people will just go and cut and paste. Politicians will cut and paste.
Let me tell you something I think I know about cutting and pasting. If you don't have the fundamentals, you probably never do a good job of it.
Of course.
It's not enough for somebody to go and say, oh, we're going to, like you rightly mentioned, we're going to do this. It gets to a point, somebody's going to ask you specific questions, and you cannot flow with that. So it's important that the people get to know that this man knows what he's talking about. It's not just making one of those.
See, if we can talk for an hour and a half about job creation, I can break it down to
trust me,
hours.
I don't care.
Hours.
When
I say I can break it down to hours, how many hours people will work? Do you understand? I've created thousands of jobs, thousands, not just in Nigeria, across the world.
Because I mean, while listening to you were emphatic on the enabling environment.
Absolutely. So I talked about low taxation.
Yeah.
Now you have multiple taxation. You're sitting in your office, somebody walks in and says, this is whatever. So multiple taxation is a major issue for businesses. Lack of access to cheap capital. You know, so there's so many issues that
like security
key. So that's why somebody said to me, how can you have a one-point agenda? I said yes, because if you're interested in job creation, you have to be interested in security.
Because it's a trickle-down thing.
If you're interested in job creation, you have to be interested in education, because you need the educated staff to fill the jobs. Many companies say that we don't have the people to employ. We say no, let's go. I studied petroleum engineering in Uniport here. After studying petroleum engineering in Uniport, I did information technology. That's what that young man was talking about.
At Imperial College?
How do you move from... No, not in Imperial College. This is the key. The key is that I spent 5 years studying petroleum engineering. Engineering in Nigeria, of course, is a 5-year course. I studied from 1985 to 1990. I studied petroleum engineering. 1 year youth service in the oil industry, working offshore on the oil rigs. Then I came back, went and did a master's in London in mineral resources engineering in Imperial College. All this is oil and gas. But guess what? I made my money from information technology. What did it take moving me from petroleum engineer to an information technology? 1 year training. Less than 1 year training. And I moved to a point where I was earning about 250,000.
It's not just about education, but relevant education.
Relevant education. I can take anybody, give me anybody, and I can make the person a millionaire.
Take me. What are we waiting for?
No, it's okay, sir. Where you're working, you're serving a very good purpose. So you stay here first. But the point is, I can take you, even if you don't have a university degree. I can find your skill set. I can help you improve yourself. And I used to do it in London.
So in summary, what you're telling Rivers people is that if you're made governor, you're going to help Rivers people improve themselves?
Absolutely. That is the key. If you look at the Labour Party tag, the logo, you see a wheel and you see husband, wife, and Pekin.
Husband, wife, and Pekin.
Family. Look, many young men want to get married today. They can't. They can't meet up the standard. Many young women want to get married too, but the guys don't have jobs. The women are taking care. The young women are taking care of the guys. She will take care of the guy. Oh, the guy will still not want to commit because he's wondering how is he going to keep up. So many young people are unemployed today, and I just look at it and I'm sad because I know what to do. I know how to do it, and of course I know why. Because if you don't give people the dignity of employment, then they can't move ahead with their lives. But our youths are now caught up in this sadness of, I have to follow this politician, I have to carry his bag. I'm not loyal to him.
To declare loyalty.
Yes.
Or loyalty.
Loyalty. If you've not done all those things, you will need, look, I can meet you today and help you today. I can meet you tomorrow and help you tomorrow. I don't need to have known you for, it is merit, it is effort. So, my brother, I can go into detail of how we're going to
we're going to go into detail one way or the other.
No problem.
I mean, because one, you talked about trying to help the people improve there, and in your 1 point agenda, you said it's 1 point, yes, but in detail, it's multifaceted.
Absolutely.
You have education, you have security, you have infrastructural development.
You name it. If you don't put power, if you can't create,
but we need to know maybe just snippets.
Yeah.
Education.
Yeah.
What's your take?
Well, education, I think Amechi has done well in terms of infrastructure. He has put a lot of infrastructure in place. That's fantastic.
So what are you going to do differently?
Well, what am I going to do differently? I'm going to complete. You see, that's one of the things. I was telling you that I started with petroleum engineering, I moved to information technology, and I landed in project management. I'm a certified...
Landed in project management or landed in politics?
No. Okay, politics. I'm talking about
Don't mind.
right here. But you know, project management basically is how do you start and finish a project on time and to cost. What we need to do is we need to do finishing touches. It's like you have a fantastic studio, nice building. You can even have nice equipment, but if you don't have the right staff sitting behind that equipment, it's not complete. And what we are requiring in the education sector is we need to start completing things. We need to finish. I told Amechi, and I keep saying it to him, I said, good schools don't teach people. Good hospitals or fantastic hospital buildings don't treat people. It is how to finish. That is what is missing. And, you know, look, a mango tree will produce mango. An orange tree will produce oranges.
What if it's hybrid?
Well, it will produce a hybrid product. But what I'm looking for now is you want somebody who can finish, somebody who can pay attention to detail, somebody who can lead by example. I keep saying to Nigerians, I say, if you line people up and say, which one is going to win election? And then you line people and say, which one would you like your children to be like? The choice should not be different. The people who win election should be the people who you want your children to grow up to be like. We should not be saying that this person he has the capacity to fight. If he has the capacity to fight, then let him go and be a boxer.
True.
But not a governor. Governors are supposed to govern. What we're looking for now, we're not looking for people who can fight. We're looking for people who can make peace. We're not looking for people who can cause war. What we're looking for, we've had people fighting in this state. We've lost some of our eminent sons and daughters. Marshal Harry, A.K. Dikibo, all lost to, quote unquote, fighting.
And those are the visible ones. When the invisible ones are in quotes too large numbers.
We at this point in our state's life, at this point in our state's cycle, at this phase in our progress, we need people who can come and make peace. Now, coming to make peace doesn't mean coming to speak grammar, because in 2007 I faced PDP head to head.
I'm going to draw you back to the issue of education.
Okay, please.
Because you said, and I agree with you, that the serving governor has done well in terms of infrastructural development in the education sector.
He's invested a lot in education.
Yes.
But I would like to see it done a little better.
So as far as you're concerned, that there are some final details that need to be taken care of, and that's what you've been doing.
Two fronts. One is, look, even if, yes, he's done well in infrastructure development, but I still feel it wasn't as efficiently done as it should have been. But let's call it a learning curve. You know, we all make mistakes. That's why pencils have erasers.
Right.
But we cannot pump money without, you don't pour water into a basket.
Yeah, because the government is a continuum, so it's expected that whoever takes after him is going to help drive
I'm going to finish Amechi's projects. I'm not going to come and say that's Amechi's program. I'm going to finish Amechi's projects. The only one that is giving me headache, that I don't sleep well at night, is monorail. I'm not quite sure what to do about it, but I have a couple of ideas.
We'll get there.
But we are going to finish Amechi's projects. We're not going to just come and stop. Me and him may not be friends today, but it's not about friendship. I didn't come into politics to make friends. I came to politics to change
serve.
and to serve. So if I offended somebody, I apologize. But if you are offending my people, then I'll speak on their behalf. I'm here really for people. I'm not here for myself. So let me not...
The other aspect of improving the people is security.
Of course, absolutely critical.
Are you happy with the state of security in the state today?
If you can point at anybody that is happy, please let me know so that I can have the person checked.
You never can be too sure, because some people are benefiting from the entire confusion.
Yeah, well, okay, financially, yes. But I'm talking about...
So those people are happy?
Well, yeah, but they could be.
So I've just pointed one person.
They could be. They could be. If you can point the person, I don't know, because you have
I'm sure you like me. I'm sure you like me more than that.
The truth of the matter, sir, is that for me, security is a problem. When Amechi came in 2007, I will never forget that day. I was in Lagos, and the Honorable Commissioner of Health called me. He said, "Tony, remember the meeting we had?" He said, "If we win, you support us. If you win, we will support you." And when I made that statement to Packer, innocently, because I didn't know Amechi, but I knew Packer, I made that statement innocently because I couldn't see how Amechi would win. Because I always felt that the scenario would go back to an election. So I was preparing for an election. All of a sudden, the Supreme Court judgment comes in. Amechi is governor. And Packer calls me. I'm in Lagos, about to leave the country. I fly back to Abuja. Says Amechi wants to meet me. I walk into the room. Amechi is there. He said, "Look, I've just seen the president at the time, Yaradua. Yaradua says I should go and be sworn in. Can you accompany me back to Port Harcourt?" This was the first proper discussion I was ever having with Amechi. I'd met him on 2 occasions previously. Handshakes. say, I'm about to be sworn in. Can you accompany me back to the thing? What I didn't realize is that my accompanying him back was a strong message. I don't want to say I was being used, but it was useful. So we walked in, he got sworn in. As he got sworn in, he calls a meeting by the side room, Executive Council chambers. And I go into this room, and the who and who of River State is in the room. I'm the smallest kid there. I'm 35 years old. I'm looking at everybody from Toby to heavyweights.
You just name it.
You name them, they're all there. And he says, you know what, people have been calling me a cultist, so I really want to make the point. I want to hold a judicial commission of inquiry into the affairs of going on in River State, so that we can now get to the bottom of who is a cultist and who is not, and so on and so forth. They go around and everybody says, good idea, and they come to me. Of course, everybody thinks that I'll just
say good idea.
And I said, excuse me, Your Excellency, I think we're missing something here. I said, what this state needs now is peace and reconciliation. What we need now is we need to build a state that all of us can live in. A judicial commission of inquiry automatically means that whoever testifies will be indicting somebody who would potentially go to jail. It would either result in silence, in other words, a refusal to participate, or it will result in chaos. In other words, people are either...
Or somebody will be silenced for good.
There you go. So, Amechi refused. He said, no, it has to be judicial. I said, well, this is my view, and you can opt to take it or not, but I'm not saying this is my view. I'm clear about it. It was Honorable Andrew Chendu who got up and said, Your Excellency, I don't think that we should take that kind of a decision here. I think we should call Rivers people and we should put it to them and let them decide. And lo and behold, I think we know the history. He called Rivers people and Rivers people agreed with me and said, Truth and Reconciliation Commission. So what we need peace. That's what we need. We don't need...
like I keep saying, I mean, we let's speak in specifics here. There's the issue of robbery. There's the issue of kidnapping. Almost total breakdown of law and order. And some people tend to feel that it's because of lack of communication, lack of synergy between the police and the people. For example, you bring somebody from Kara Namoda to go and be DPO in Abonima or Buguma. He doesn't understand the local dialect. He doesn't understand the intrigues. How is he going to be able to function? So is it an institutional problem, or is it just moral decadence?
I think it's a combination of factors. I don't even think it's even limited to the two you've described. But there's no reason why somebody who is new to an area cannot maintain peace in the area. I mean, I remember in 2003 when the Buguma crisis heated place. Yes, I'm from the area, but I wasn't a player. I walked into, I saw violence and I got involved. If you have a commitment to peace, you can find it. I always said that. I mean, one of the big problems I have with Amechi and the team of APC today is that I said that if Amechi wanted peace, he would have had it. And I said that simply because it takes two to tango, yes, I agree. But in the dynamics of River State, if you have people who are truly committed to peace, they'll find partners, people who are prepared to find peace with them. And so, yes, what we have, where we don't have state police, limits you. So as a governor, for instance...
Will you support state police?
I would. But you see, there must be some checks and balances to that. I have always felt that people say it's either state police or federal police. There's no reason why we should not have a third way, a combination.
Which is?
Well, you can have federal police and you can have state police alongside them. You can have a situation where you have state police, but those state police are still regulated by the National Assembly. So that in the event that a governor is high-handed or out of hand,
then it's no longer state police.
No, it's
because once their existence was regulated by the National Assembly, then because it's like what's happening in River State now. I think it's a constitutional problem where you have the NJC paying the salaries of the chief judge while the chief judge is appointed by the governor.
Listen, we also have National Assembly people who are representing our interests here. That are paid by the federal government.
Really?
Yes. We have
There's something I don't know.
Well, it's in quotes. Just like you have, federal government and state governments. They coexist. So it's possible to have state police and federal police that coexist.
Where things are normal.
Yeah. The other thing is that we can potentially give people of states the option. A state that wants to participate in this kind of state police arrangement should be given the freedom to do so. Yeah, there are different tiers. If you go to places like America, you have federal police with FBI, you have state police, you even have sheriff, county offices.
More like community police.
Thank you. So there are a variety of, so we don't have to have one or the other. Just like we don't have to have APC or PDP. We can have a third option.
Which is
and the third option sometimes is even the better. Because life is not always black or white. Sometimes it's color, and sometimes it's shades of gray. So what I'm just saying, I mean, I'm joking here, but what I'm saying really is that people should not look at the obvious. Because sometimes if the obvious has not resolved our problem, maybe we should start looking
something
deeper.
else.
It's like when I say that I'm not too sure that Amechi and Wike are fighting each other. People say, what do you mean? I say, you're not looking deep enough. If you look deep, you ask questions. But unfortunately in our society today, people don't ask questions. They don't ask questions of government. They don't ask questions of leaders. They don't ask questions of leadership. They don't ask questions of political parties. Oh, you're moving from party A to party B. Why not? What does party A stand for that to prevent me from moving to party B?
We'll get there.
I hope we do. So these are the issues, and like I said, we can talk for hours.
That's a part of infrastructure.
Yeah, infrastructure is
your vision.
It's look.
Where is River State today, and where will you want to be tomorrow?
Yeah, River State, in terms of infrastructure, I believe has improved. Has it improved enough? Absolutely not. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. One of the areas, I will let out one of my secrets here. One of the areas where I want to have employment generation is in the area of infrastructure. The infrastructure deficit or infrastructure gap that we have to bridge in itself will create jobs. There's a lot we need to do. There are places where I would like to see more roads. There are places where I would like to see more amenities. But I would like all those things to be guided or based around job creation. If I'm building a road from A to B, let there be some value that is associated with that. Not just build a road for the sake of building a road. I would like to see that road as a transit point, either moving goods from A to B. I would like to see that road as a transit point because I want to decentralize government. Why does everything have to be concentrated in Port Harcourt? It's concentrated in Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt has infrastructure. Well, let's give other places infrastructure so that we can decentralize our government. Why does all the ministries have to be in Point Block? Why can't Ministry of Agriculture be relocated to Bori? Why don't we decentralize our state by decentralizing our government? Why can't we have the Commissioner reporting to office in Bori? Commissioner of Commerce and Industry reporting to office in Omok? Why can't we have that? Because if you do that, him and the staff around him move. If you move them out of Port Harcourt, you decentralize.
Anybody who has a business to do with agriculture ministry
goes there.
Will not have an issue of buying a plot of land and developing his property and business around that area.
Okay, so from my own point of view, is a man who loves the people, respects the voice of the people, a man who, with no political office, has touched so many lives, has touched many lives, even more than some governors in some states. A man who respects traditional schools, who respects his elders, and who looks forward to bringing up youths the way they should be brought up. If Tony Principal is governor, I know he will go out of his way to make sure that everybody is carried along. Tony preaches the politics of all-inclusiveness, if I may use that word. He believes that politics should work for the people and that the benefits of politics should show on the people, not on an individual. Some people say they have Mr. A as their godfather, Mr. B as Mrs. B as their godmother. But Tony has said time without number that his loyalty lies with the people. The people are his God people. So whatever favors the people, that is where he will go. He supported Amechi, even if they had a very, very valid court case, which possibly would have swung either way. But he saw that, like they say, when elephants fight, the grass suffers. So he saw that his fight with Amechi wasn't really favoring the people. So he decided to gather all the governorship aspirants, all the governorship candidates of all the parties together to form a unity government to help Amechi move the state forward. And that worked out very well. If you notice, if you look at Amechi's persona, it was perfect. 2011, he still supported Amechi and he moved over to the PDP because he wasn't ready to contest against Amechi. And the AC wasn't ready to
followed Amechi, supported Amechi. But the issue started when Amechi started having issues with the president. And finally looking at the whole situation, saw that, okay, the quarrel wasn't worth it. The issue would have been solved from the beginning. And he tried as much as possible to broker peace between the two of them. And that didn't work. So in his own sense, there was no point fighting the president. But Amechi chose another path. He chose the path of the people, which should be with the president.
Yes, he's a governorship candidate of Labour Party. After he didn't make it in PDP, so it's not in Labour Party and he's a governorship candidate. That's all I know about him. He is somebody that Rivers can look forward to. I can assure you of that. He is somebody that Rivers I'm not paid to say this. I'm not flattering him. He is. He'll be accountable to the people that put him there. I worked with him for 3 years, and I tell you, even if you're his best friend, you do wrong, you go down for it. You fall on your sword. He is ready. He is ready. It's like it's his life ambition to serve the people. He's not going to do or die. It's not a do or die thing for him to become governor. But if he's given the opportunity, he will do the right thing. He can be trusted with our mandates. I'm telling you, for the next 4 years.
Well, if you look at what we have on ground right now, if you look at let's take a comparison vis-a-vis everybody that has come out governorship race. Yeah, about 20 of them, and the frontliners in UK and the Dakoku guy. I've known Toye for the past 12 years. I've known him for like 12 years, and I think first of all he's a gentleman. Second of all, he's not only a smart guy, he's also very astute. I've seen him do miracles with little things he has. I've seen him do, I don't know how to explain it to you. For Rivers people, I think it will be a change in the right direction. This is exactly what we need. It's high time we do away with the norm, the politics of yesteryears and things we are used to. And we have a shift, to something different, something new that we all went for. Toye Prince-Will is a modern person. He's very inviting, he's well traveled, he's well learned. So these are the kind of things we need. We don't need tribal warlords, we don't need local politicians or talks or stuff like that. We need people that are not only intellectuals, that are technocrats in their own little way. People that can move with Rivers State, with the finances we have, they can push us. Those are the kind of people we need. I think he's a perfect person.
Yeah, you heard them one more time, and they talked about principally what we got there from the people that we spoke with. It was more like your passion for service. And one or two people talked about your movement, or let's say disagreement with the system, and you decided to move on. And I do not think, like you said, we must always have options. It's not black or white. And they talked about your movement. And I remember quite frankly that not too far from today, in the recent past, you had cause to say that, or rather you described the present governor's movement or defection to PDP. You likened it to a situation of somebody moving from the university to secondary school.
Okay. Manchester United to Arsenal. It's actually the one.
Well, it depends, yeah. From the big league to the small league.
Yeah.
So, if Governor Rotimi moved from PDP to APC, and you consider that a movement from university to secondary school, how would you translate the movement of PDP to Labour Party? Absolutely. That doesn't have a single.
It's not absolutely. It has nothing to do with that. You see, as I moved to Labour, you can see me smiling.
I didn't see you frowning when you were not in Labour.
No, I was frowning. Well, really? If people watch, you see that I've been quiet. For a good 4 or 5 years, I've been quiet. I've not been saying much. Because I can go into the history, but let me just first of all qualify my statement. My comment was not, I didn't criticize Amechi simply because of the move. It is the choice. It is where he's moving to. Now, I believe very strongly that people must be given the opportunity and the choice to move if they want to move. But I knew AC, now APC, well. I know their DNA. I introduced Amechi to Tinubu. I'm the one. So I know APC inside out. I was the governorship
You're not
candidate.
saying that APC is one and the same thing as AC.
Yes.
That won't be correct.
Well, I'm saying it is the same DNA.
Uh,
Husband, father, son.
there's a new content which is CPC.
Yeah, that's maybe wife.
Really?
But the son is the same as the papa.
They will still have the 5 new governors from PDP.
There you go. So we're going back. The bottom line at the end of the day is I understand the formation, the groundwork. And I told Amechi what happened to him a few days ago. I told him it will happen.
I don't know what happened to him.
Oh, okay. What has been happening to Amechi in APC is that Amechi has been the source of funds.
I wouldn't know about that because that's not public knowledge. I'd rather not speculate on such.
Well, I would. I mean, I'm a governorship candidate. I should be able to tell
Really?
the people things, and I should be able to say things that I can
And
back.
you know these things for a fact.
Absolutely. I have facts. I'm not talking about fiction. I'm talking about facts.
Okay, let's deal with the issue of why you moved to Labour
So,
Party.
why I moved to Labour Party is very simple. You see, one of the problems we have in our society today is that people enjoy spoiling people. So, it's almost like you're in a relationship, and for the want of a better example, your husband is beating you, and because of the stigma of being an ex-wife or a divorcee, you stay there until the man beats you to death. So I should stay in a party that metes out the kind of humiliation that it meted out, not even to me.
So you see, it was right for Amechi to have moved in the first place.
No, you see, it is not so much so. Amechi's own, I was there. I know what happened between them. I hope you know that I said something here. I was the one that was running between the two of them, between the president and Amechi. I'm the one that was running between them. And I know what transpired. I know what led to the issues between them. And I can say it then, as I said it then, and I can say it again, that if peace was desired, peace would have been found.
But
Now, let me mirror that to my own.
Yes.
Let me mirror that to my own. We collected forms for 11 million naira. 11 million naira, my brother. Unless you're a thief, it's not the kind of money you just sniff at. As I collected form for 11 million naira, other aspirants collected form for 11 million naira. Guess what? They said we should pay 3 million naira to the state secretariat, aka administration charge. This is the money that
as
can
part of the 11 million or
on
extra.
top. On top,
So that's 14 million.
14 million. I didn't pay.
I should form a party when next I come around.
Wait, I didn't pay. Me, Tony Prince, I refused to pay. Huh? They then said we should come for screening. We should pay 2 million naira. I refused to pay.
So you never paid 11?
I paid 11.
Okay, but the extra charges?
Extra 3 million. I said I'm not paying. I said, why would I pay to a state? I'm not. The PDP in Rivers State does not consider me. It's not for me. It doesn't represent me or all my people. And then I should give them 3 million administrative charge for what? I refuse to give
You
them.
don't believe in authority?
It's not a question of authority. It's a question of what you call representation.
But there's a party in the state.
Yeah, there is.
So why wouldn't
Clearly.
you subject yourself to the party?
Because the party is not behaving like it is my party.
What did you do to correct that?
So many things. We can get into that. But I refuse to
No,
pay.
it's
We
it's
can get into
instructive.
that.
It's instructive because if at some point something is not right, you should say this and it's not right.
So you're actually...
So nobody's allowed to benefit from his fraud.
Do you think that I would not have done that?
You've not told me
Not
that.
only did we do that.
You know I'm not
we
a
did-
politician. So I
Okay,
wouldn't know.
no, we did it severally.
Okay.
Severally.
Okay.
You see, I am particularly pained because in 2011, as the caller was saying, I contributed to the emergence of PDP's victory. I won't say single-handedly, but myself,
With other stakeholders.
with other stakeholders, contributed 500 million naira to PDP in Rivers State. Yet when Amechi entered,
Just 1 second.
yes,
You contributed 500 million naira to
yes,
And did that fall squarely within the and bits of
it
the
did.
provisions of the Constitution and the Electoral Act.
It did.
You declared that fully in the public.
It's
The
been
tax
declared.
office are aware.
You may be hearing it for the first time, but it's been said publicly.
Okay.
So it fell within those laws. And 500 million naira, when he collected office, we felt that when we came from AC to PDP, we felt that we shouldn't push or impose ourselves on the party. Let's work. So in 2011, we had no intention of contesting. We worked. We worked for somebody else's victory. We made contributions. Having made these contributions, guess what the repayment was? The repayment was that in 2011, we no longer had anybody representing us in government. Because, hey, you're no longer opposition, you're now part of the PDP, so why do you need any representation? At local government and ward level, the PDP party structure was now removed from our hands. And everybody who was there as a product of Amici. Is that the price for the work that we offered? Is that the price? So for me, the priority really was we needed to have representation. Now, when Amici left the party, there was a vacancy, and it was filled by GDI. So if GDI fills the vacancy, and our people are not represented and not consulted, then obviously it's like carry go. So they've taken the party. So at that point, we're hoping that the national, would recognize that this is a party that is not fully representing the interest of all stakeholders, and that they would constitute something that would. They didn't. So I wasn't giving them my 3 million naira. When they called for screening, they said we should pay 2 million naira for screening. Me, I didn't pay. They disqualified everybody, including me. I thought they disqualified me because I didn't pay this thing. Only to tell me they disqualified me because I'm not a member of the party. I said, you see, I was happy because all along I was asking myself, what am I still doing here? So they've now disqualified me. It's my opportunity to take a walk. They now brought me back. They said everybody should pay 1.5 million naira for appeal. I refused to pay. They called me back and said, we've cleared you. We are cleared. I was shocked because I haven't paid the 2 million. I haven't paid the 1.5. I haven't paid the 3 million. But look at what they are doing to the other aspirants. Me, if you do it to me, I'll say, okay, I can take a lot. But look at the other aspirants. As I'm talking about these 2 million, 3 million, and 1.5 million, I'm not talking about other monies that they charged, that they spent. They go through this whole process, and then you do a primary, like the primary they did, where they decided the venue the day before, as opposed to the week before. And even people's agents were not allowed to go in. Me, I didn't bother going. Some people tried, they couldn't get there. Their agents were not allowed in. The process was not transparent. I mean, the list goes on.
And this was why you left?
Yeah, of course. If you are going to treat people who are stakeholders in your party, who have contributed to your party, I'm a contributor. Other people have also contributed.
In other words, you didn't leave, you were pushed out.
Pushed out is an understatement.
You were kicked out.
Kicked out is even an understatement.
Bombed out.
Bottom line is that it was Boko Haram cut of treatment.
We'll be right back. The program is Democracy in Action. Our guest this morning is Toye Prince Will, the governorship candidate of the Labour Party. I'll be back after a short time out.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
We're back to Democracy in Action. My name is Kingsley Wali. Our guest this morning is Toye Prince Will, the governorship candidate of the Labour Party of Nigeria. And you can join this discussion by calling 0810 9510 951 0810 9510 951 or 0817 0000 951 0817 0000 951. You can send your tests to 0701 933 9962. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Democracy in Action. My name is Kingsley Wali.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, your name and where you're calling from, please.
GT. I'm calling from LNO.
Yeah, you don't want us to vote for Toye Prince Will, don't you?
Yes, please. I understand. I've been listening to your program, but there's actually something Tony is not telling us.
Sorry, sir.
Can you hear me?
So there's something I'm not telling them.
Yeah, there's something he's not telling us. You see, isn't it kind of late for him? Because I think what Sonia is actually doing is having this elitist kind of campaign. And it doesn't work.
Okay, in summary, you're saying that he's not connecting with you?
Yes, with the people.
Tony Prince-Will.
No, I think he's right. If you judge a football match by halftime, you may be wrong. This one is not even halftime. Technically speaking, the players are just warming up. I haven't even started campaigning. And there's a reason I haven't started campaigning. Can you imagine if I had been campaigning and running around the place with posters and billboards all over the place as a PDP member, and all this happened? It would have been a waste of my time.
I ended up confusing your supporters.
Yeah, so my people, don't be angry with me. I am coming to the grassroots. That is why I love. I know it sounds elitist from where you are looking now, but this is not. We haven't even started. We've not started. You're going to see my billboards. You're going to see me moving from local government to local government. In 2007, I make bold to say, apart from Omeha, I'm the only other governorship candidate that went round to all the local governments, all 23 local governments. If I did that then, well, can you imagine now?
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, your name, where you're calling from?
My name is calling from Dylan.
Okay, your question or contribution, please.
Okay, I'm listening to Prince. He has been in the political scene for a very long time. We all know that he's a young, vibrant man that wants to serve. But when they are saying that he used to are going to be the leader for tomorrow, we are looking up to him as one of such people. But my problem is that he seems to be towing the line of the old order.
And what may that be?
I don't understand why today a Prince will be in PDP, the next day he will be in AC, the next second he is back in PDP, and now in Labour Party. He gives off this impression that it is the same old order where they're looking for where is more convenient. I think politics should be of ideology, what you believe in.
But you've heard him speak. He just talked about that in the last 10 minutes there about why he said he was bombed out of PDP because he couldn't live he couldn't operate in an environment where he was not needed and things were not being done right. Is he supposed to remain there and get killed?
Yes. No, what I'm saying is just take a cue in the United States. You can hardly see where somebody that is a Democrat, the next second you hear that he's now a Republican. If you have, except if they are telling us that our political parties don't have ideology.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, let Prince-Will.
Let me help you, my brother. You're in D-line, and I hope that at some point I'll get to meet you because I'll be doing door-to-door campaign. I'll be going community to community, door-to-door. Now, please, this is a very important point you've raised. The political parties in Nigeria lack ideology. In fact, if you are looking for a political party that has a semblance of ideology, it's the Labour Party that you will look for. Now, I have complained about this thing, not today. I've complained about this thing before now. I've consistently complained about this thing. You have talked about the Democrats and the Republicans in the US. You are a very smart man by making that statement. You are very wise. But I want you to look deeper. Why can you not make that statement in Nigeria? You can't make that statement in Nigeria because what does PDP stand for? What does APC stand for? They don't have a position. So when you talk about the absence of an ideology because somebody moves, it is not an absence of ideology of the person. It's an absence of ideology of the political party. Why is it that people cannot understand this point? They keep missing this point. PDP and APC are only vehicles for victory. They are vehicles for victory. Now, let me tell you my political movement so you understand it. I started politics in AC, Action Congress. Let this be very clear. In 2010, I moved to the PDP. Why did I move to the PDP? I moved to the PDP because the AC people were telling me to go and bring money from Amechi. I said, I'm not bringing. He said, if you don't bring money, we will take the structure from you and give it to Abiy Sekibo. I said, give it to him. I moved to PDP and I played a low-profile role. As I played my low-profile role, I was serving and serving and serving. But look at what has happened to people who serve. I refused to go back to AC, which is now APC, when Amechi was moving. I said, if I'm going to move, I have to have a reason to move. The reason you're moving is not a good enough reason for me. I cannot go to AC. And why I left AC, those people are still there. Their ways and their means are still there. So I'm not going back. But after we have been Boko Haram'd out, I will not, you can't Boko Haram me and I'll stand there and be watching you. Other people have that kind of situation. Me, I have the liver to work. I love my party, but I love my people more. So I have the liver to work. So I have left. I won't stay there and die. So please, that example of US and the UK, let us apply it here. Let parties stand for something. As I've moved to Labour Party now, I say I'm not going back to PDP ever. The next move for me is out of politics. I leave politics. I'm not going back to any other.
Hello, good morning. This is
good morning.
Democracy in Action. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
This is Biafra man calling from Port Harcourt.
Who?
Biafra man.
Biafra man.
Bros.
Yes.
Bros, now wow, you know easy.
Yeah? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead with your question or contribution.
Okay. Please, I want to tell you this way is somebody you know very well. Since I have been in River State, I've been following his progress. But it's like the man is he's moving away from what we used to know him for. Like, for example, his statement is so inconsistent these days. But the other time, he well. You know, the other time I was listening to him talking on is it record one program like that. I was surprised. I said, is it the same man? You know, that is the nature of Nigerian politicians. You know,
what did I say?
He's telling us that he moved away from PDP. That are we expecting him to spend PDP to die in PDP when they want to Boko Haram him in PDP? He said you are choosing Amechi of moving away from PDP to another party. You are doing your own reason. When Amechi is not wanted in PDP, you want it to remain. They want it to remain party-less. You know, I don't know. When you're trying to justify your own action, and the same thing another person did, you're trying to say that what he did was bad. And again, when somebody is on air, you don't allow the person to misinform the public. For example, he was saying that Amechi was sponsoring PDP, APC. How else does Amechi have to sponsor APC? Amechi is still the richest of persons in APC. You understand me? You're supposed to, because you don't allow him to make such statements. You don't mislead that. It's not a River State.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Do you know the name of this program?
I know the name of the program.
And what is it? What is it?
The name of the program we're having.
Yes, it's called Democracy in Action.
We know. Democracy in Action.
The basis for democracy is free speech.
Not malicious free speech.
You are not in a position to determine whether it's out of malice or not. Anyway, your point has been made. Gentlemen, your point has been made. No.
You asked me what is evidence he have. He couldn't say anything.
No, I can say. If you want me to say, I can say. Let me tell you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. You've made your point. We'll take it up from there.
Biafra man, I think your point.
Sorry, before you go, I'd like to answer this call. Hello, you're welcome to Democracy in Action. Hello. Yeah, good morning.
How are you doing today?
Oh, very well. Toya Principal is here. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Abuja. My name is Faile Monzoro Ajekuko.
Yeah.
I would like to ask Mr. Principal two quick questions.
Okay.
Mr. Principal, good morning.
Good morning, Philemon.
Sometime last year, you had an interview, specifically I think it was June last year. You had an interview and you were quoted to have said, for me to be governor would be a miracle, because how can somebody who has not played politics since 2007 or held any political office before have the opportunity of political patronage? So for me to get the ticket would be a miracle. Sir, doesn't this presume that in your own consideration, your chances of being governor of River State are very slim, irrespective of which party you find yourself?
That's a good question.
That's the first question. Second question, you are accusing the PDP for not being fair to you over the Guba primaries. But I understand you have moved over to the Labour Party and picked up their Goba ticket. Do you think that is fair to those who have been in that party before your arrival, sir? Thank you for taking my call.
Two very good questions. Let me first answer Biafra Man very quickly. Biafra Man, when I accused Amaechi of moving away from PDP, I accused him because I knew the peace efforts that were made. I sat down with the president and I took from the president straight to the governor an offer for peace. So when I talk about it, I talk not from an area of hearsay, but an area of substance. And so forgive me when I say that the treatment, in fact, if the president had intervened in our own matter as governorship aspirants, the way he intervened in Amaechi's matter, I'm sure the state would not be the way it is today, and I definitely would have very seriously considered remaining in PDP. But the president did not intervene, and I don't begrudge him because he's a man who has a lot of things on his mind. So for whatever reason he didn't intervene, that is that. But I am speaking because I was there. I know what happened between Amaechi and the president and PDP. And I know the peace efforts that were made, and I know what the response to those peace efforts was. So when I say that he didn't have to move, I mean he didn't have to move. Also, I cannot move from frying pan to fire. I know APC. And as I was telling my brother here, what has happened to Amaechi recently in the APC is something that I predicted. I don't want to go too far because I don't want to start to cast aspersions. But when I say that funding of APC is coming from Rivers State, I'm speaking based on what I know. I'm not speaking based on the speculation. I made a statement. I've just given an interview where I've gone into detail, even more detail. And in that more detail, I have pointed out that they've sold assets in this state, particularly power assets in this state, that were sold without transparent process. In other words, the valuation of those assets did not meet any international standard whatsoever. Now, those assets, the money from the sale of those assets, does anybody know where they are? I can tell you where they are. So we're not speaking because we have facts. And as we go onto the campaign trail, we will put those facts on the table. Now, that is issue number one. That is, we have responded to Biafra Man. Now, Philemon has asked two very important questions. He says, in June 2014 or 2013, I said something to the effect of, it will take a miracle for me to win. One of the things I've always prided myself in is that it will be, I won't say impossible, but it will be difficult for you to find inconsistencies in something I've said. Go and check your records. What I say, I sometimes paste it on Facebook. There are records for what I say. And I took that position, not even realizing the position we're in today would be the position. I have consistently said that Rivers State needs a miracle. Rivers State needs a miracle. Rivers State needs a miracle, and that it will be a miracle for me to win. Because yes, I've not held political office, and I've not therefore been the beneficiary of political patronage. And therefore it will be difficult because in Nigeria, money for hand, back for ground. People consistently continue to sell themselves and go for the highest bidder without thinking about their children and where their children will go. So yes, I said that, but I can see, and I hope you can see, that slowly and surely the possibilities for a third party are rising. In fact, I predict that in Rivers State, people will vote for the person, not the party. And that is what's going to happen in 2015. People are not going to look at the party and say, I'm voting for the party. A majority of people will vote for the person. So if I can convince the people that I'm a better person and potentially a better governor, I stand a chance of winning. Now, if you had predicted that situation before now, it may be have laughed at. But I tell you, that situation is not the case. Then in terms of the Labour Party, you've got to understand that I was in Action Congress, and somebody mentioned earlier in the program that while I was in Action Congress, I actually organized the opposition. I was the leader of the Forum of Organized Opposition Political Parties. So my relationship with the opposition parties is legendary. I have a good relationship with people who are in AC, who remained in AC. I have a good relationship with people who are in Labour Party. I have a good relationship with other political parties, not just the PDP. In fact, there is no political party here where you go to that I don't have somebody in every local government. So I have got a good relationship. So you think that I just appeared to Labour Party, and not only have I appeared to Labour Party and gotten their endorsement, I've gotten the endorsement of 10 political parties around that opposition. That does not happen unless there is a relationship. Now, very soon we're going to be giving a press conference and we're going to be unveiling this relationship. But for now, it is amazing that 10 political parties, including the Labour Party, have endorsed Tonye Prince for governor. It's amazing. So I don't know if that helps you, Philemon.
Mr. Wali, can I ask a third question, please? A quick third question.
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, you also asked at some point last year this question. The question was, with PDP in such disarray, how can they win the presidency in 2016? Now, this was your response. Because what you see as disarray is really just closing. Those that left were never meant to be there. Now, following that answer, sir, do you consider your being sensed out of the PDP primary as part of the PDP cleansing process? That's one. Two, since you have joined the bandwagon of those who have left the PDP, do you also consider yourself as one of those who were never meant to be in the PDP in the first place?
Well, listen, one of the things that I like about the political process that I've gone through is that when I was in PDP and standing there in the PDP, I was more of an observer. I felt, and this is a very unique position that I was in, that I needed to provide an opportunity for people to say that I've tried. I worked tirelessly for PDP in 2011. I contributed my money, I contributed my time. My supporters invested their time and energy for PDP. I gave PDP an opportunity to say thank you. I gave PDP a media center. If you go to the national headquarters, the media center there that is harboring all the journalists, is a contribution that I made. I gave them every opportunity to say thank you. And instead of saying thank you, they Boko Haram'd me out. Now, does that mean that I was never meant to be in the first place? I will leave you to be the judge of that. But my move to Labour Party, if you want to call it PDP a transition, my move to Labour Party has been justified. I have fulfilled all righteousness. Nobody in PDP can say that I did not contribute, that I was not part of the solution, and that I wasn't part of the problem. Having now made that contribution, and they have Boko Haram me out, if I end up in Labour Party, surely nobody can begrudge me that at least I tried. If I had gone to PDP and had not made any efforts, if I had gone to PDP and had not made any contributions, then I can say that you blame me for jumping to Labour Party. But no, I've moved to Labour Party. Let us go and test the popularity. There's some people who will say I have moved, and because I've moved, I'm different.
Hello?
But I don't think so.
Hello?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, this Democracy in Action, our guest, Tonye Prince, will the governorship candidate of the Labour Party. Your question or contribution, where you're calling from? Your name, please.
I'm Mr. Raymond. I'm calling from here.
You're calling from where, sir?
GRA,
okay. Okay, go ahead with your question or contribution.
I'm one person that I don't believe in parties. I believe in individuals.
Okay.
Because I'm not Mr. Tonye Prince political system in Lagos State since 2007.
Okay.
And it's one person I've been talking about that this is a man we need, because I've been in his campaign team in the past. This is a man I've looked at his agendas and the dreams he has for River State are genuine and real. Because in River State, right now, what we're seeing now, we're seeing all the old political godfathers from 1999 coming back to the system. And we don't need that again in River State. The youth are grown up now. The youth have to take control of the political system in River State. So now, are we going back? Because back in the day, we used to hear were the future leaders. And now I don't understand why all the leaders back from 1999 are falling back to the system. So I think we need a man like Mr. Tonye Prince, and I hope to be in a campaign team once again.
Thank you very much.
Very much.
TP, you just got endorsement.
Yeah, Raymond, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That's a major endorsement.
Yeah, I
Courtesy of 95.1.
Yes.
What are you going to do about that?
Well, we'll give you a commission.
Oh, really?
Yes, that means you also be on the campaign team. You have a share.
Then don't forget to promise to make me a millionaire.
No, that one is guaranteed now.
Okay.
That one is guaranteed. But I would like you to bring some other people along with you, because your hair is somewhat grey. And I would like, because I hope you know 1 in 3 appointments.
Wisdom hair.
1 in 3 appointments is going to be the youth.
Mr. Tonye, please.
Yes, I can hear you.
Would you also extend, you have just...
Is that Philemon?
Your visit? Yes, sir.
Philemon, you're too much. Philemon, you have to join my campaign team.
Hi.
Philemon.
Now you have justified your leaving the PDP, and you're very happy with your justification.
Very.
Would you extend similar courtesy to those who left before you? Would you say that they were also justified to have left the PDP?
No, well, you see, Philemon, we have to be careful that you don't just jump and run at the slightest provocation. You see, politics is give and take. It's not always your view that will win through. But if you just watch this thing, in 2007, I helped PDP government. I was in Action Congress. I partnered with the PDP government. It has never been done before in Nigeria. I was leading it. In fact, they wanted to expel me from the party. They said, why would I support Amechi? They assumed that my support for Amechi was because of financial reasons.
And it wasn't?
It was not. Absolutely not. I was offered 1.5 billion naira to fight him. So how can it be for financial reasons? I was also given evidence to kick him out. If I had 1.5 billion naira and an Amechi out of office and a general election, I could have been governor.
No, seriously. I mean, you had an offer for 1.5 billion.
1.5 billion naira twice.
And you didn't tell me about it?
Yes, because I didn't want to take it.
10% of 1.5 billion will have been like 150 million.
No, you see, what people don't understand that there are some people out there who are just there for them. They're there for the people. You think that all politicians are the same. And unfortunately, in life, always be careful that when you judge people, tomorrow somebody will judge you. I didn't need to do politics. In fact, if I had removed myself from politics, I would be a multi-billionaire today. So I want to answer this question, because the point he's trying to make is that I should just give people credit for living. Okay. Absolutely not. I know I was the one moving between Amechi and the president. And the president told me, he said, Tony, look, when I leave this villa, I will live in Rivers State. I have no reason to offend Rivers people. He said to me, he said, Tony, Silva gave me nothing, and I contributed to Silva's entry as governor. But I didn't contribute to Amechi's entry. Yet Amechi accorded me respect and consideration. He said, Tony, before the 2011 election, people were telling me that Amechi is not supporting me, that I should go against him. I said, no, I will not. I stood by him. Amechi did his primary, he won it, he became governor in 2011 with the support of the presidency. He said, what did I do to Amechi? I spoke to him. I know Amechi's internal DNA.
Sorry, sir. Quite frankly, I here would try to stick to policies and vision, so that we don't get too personal.
This is not policy and vision?
No, it's not policy. It's not policy. It's not vision.
Let me tell you why it is policy and vision.
I'll just come to that, because
governance is affected by politics.
Because I insist that's a discussion between you and the president. There's no third party to be witness to it. So I would think that we should stick to things that we can.
So I cannot talk about what happened to me. It's my experience.
No,
people need to know why I refused to move with Amechi. They need to know why I refused.
I would like it if it's possible for you to get names out of your discussions.
I should keep names out of the discussion.
if it's possible.
My people know me as being honest and forthright.
Yeah, sometimes
there are some things that are secret that nobody should know about.
Okay.
But this discussion I'm having now, I've had it in interviews.
Okay.
If you go through Philemon, have you seen this before somewhere in my interview?
I have.
You have? There you go.
Since last year.
So if you check my interviews, there's nothing much I'm saying here that has not been said publicly. So I try to keep honest and clean statement. That's why I said,
I appreciate that much.
Philemon, the point I'm trying to make is you don't just jump up and leave at the slightest provocation. Having said that, if a husband is beating a wife,
are you assuming that those who jumped earlier jumped at the slightest provocation?
It's not assuming. He's making a specific statement.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
He's being very definitive about it.
Yes, I'm saying that what we should be doing now is, look, fight, try, keep up. I've been looking for the former Honorable Commissioner for Education to compete with him. There was a World Congress. We're looking forward to a competition. We didn't see any World Congress. No World Congress were conducted. There was a process leading up to a primary. Again, nobody to be found. So my question is this. What is wrong with jumping out of this flawed process? Let us meet in a general election. At the general election, we'll be able to test the popularity of all of the candidates. So if there is a free and fair election, I believe that by God's grace we'll win.
We're running out of time.
I'm so sorry.
That's something I want us to deal with before you leave. It's so important and so key here to us. I'm sure you very well know what's happening in the international community
I
today
do.
in terms of dwindling resources for
revenue.
Nigeria and all of that. And you think that you and I know that the revenue profile for the country is dropped, and there's a trickle-down effect of that on Rivers State, because not too long ago we had a situation where the revenue base, the allocation that was coming in from Abuja got to about 20 billion or thereabout. Now it's virtually less than 12. How do you want to cope with such a challenge if you're governor tomorrow? If you're governor of Rivers State, May 29th, how do you want to cope? Don't you think that's this like a bobby trap? How do you want to get around it?
You see, one of the things that
because it's not enough. You want to do this, you want to do that. You're going to do that. You have the vision, you have the determination to do it, but you need funds.
There was somebody who spoke earlier. The person said what they like about me is how I'm able to do a lot with very little. Okay, so I've run political establishments. I've built political parties. I have managed individuals, politicians, and I've done it with my meager resources. Am I doing several contracts? Am I running around executing government projects? No. Some of my businesses, I have hotels. People don't know. I have little businesses here, little businesses there. People don't know. From those businesses, I'm running my politics. So I've been able to use a little to do a lot. So if you're looking for somebody who can still maintain this state, bring it to its pride of place with minimal resources, then you're looking at Tanya Prince-Will. But if you're looking for somebody who is just going to distribute cash, left, right, and center,
you should look elsewhere.
You need to look elsewhere. Because
are you saying I should look elsewhere?
No, I'm not saying you should look elsewhere for that.
Okay.
I'm saying that what you have to do is, I want people to be earning money. I want people to be productive. I don't want people to do. I want to teach you how to fish. I don't want to just give you fish. So if you're looking for somebody who's just going to hand fish out to you, and then tomorrow, when they've got what they want from you, then you're on your own, then of course you look elsewhere. But if you're looking for somebody who's going to walk this road with you, then you're looking at Tanya Prince-Will. Now look at revenue profile. The resources are not dwindling. You said resources dwindling. Just slight correction. It's not the resources that are dwindling. It's the income that's dwindling. And you need somebody who can, A, increase that income. And how? By increasing your internally generated revenue. Now, I made a promise in 2007. I said that after 2 years in office, our internally generated revenue will exceed our federal allocation. Now, why do I make a statement like that? I make a statement like that because I understand how you can make and create revenue. I know how to do it. I know how you can take a government's IGR and boost it. We're now around 6 billion. 6 billion to 10 billion is what this government thinks is practical. I can take it to 20 billion. And I know how to do it. Now, I know how to do it simply because I've sat down with business. We've looked at these things. I've seen the roadmap of the business community. I understand the roadmap of the government. This government, at one stage, we're involved in the roadmap of this government. So I want to hopefully convince Rivers people that when it comes to actually delivering on internally generated revenue increase, I can do it. When it comes to managing the little resources that we have, I can also do it. But guess what we should be doing now? Just as the federal government has said, look, if oil price is $70 a barrel, this is what we should do. If it's 65, this is what we should do. If it's 60, that's exactly what my own economic team is doing as well. We're looking at our budget. We're looking at the price benchmark, and we're asking ourselves, in the event that it goes down, what are we going to do? And so we're putting in place measures. Call them austerity measures.
Somebody you're coming to office prepared.
Absolutely prepared. I've been planning for 2015 since 2007. So to say I'm not prepared is this thing. And I've built a manifesto based on what the people are saying they want, not based on what I think they want.
Thank you very much. Could you just work in 1 minute?
Yes.
Just in 1 minute. A message to Rivers people.
Rivers people, I want you to think very long and hard. You are about to do something that you really probably have not done before. You're actually going to genuinely determine who governs you. Forget the threats to violence and the threats of violence. The truth of the matter is that in 2015, people are going to stand up for their rights. Violence will be pushed to the background, and your voter's card will become your voice. What I want you to ask yourself is, who do you want your children to be like? Are you looking for somebody who can lead you, or are you looking for somebody who can rule you? Do you want to make your state the pride of the nation and an example, not just for Nigeria, but for the rest of the world. Who can make Rivers State the Dubai of Africa? Who has the capacity to deliver? Who can finish? I believe that that person is Tonye Prince-Will. So when you're voting, look for that logo. The logo that has Papa, Mama, Pikin, the family, the unit of the social entity. That is what you should be voting for. Vote for Tonye Prince-Will. Now, as much as I've said jobs, I've also said something to many people, and I want to say it to you today. I have 4 pillars on which social service must stand. 4 pillars. Look at it like the leg of a table. Everybody talks education, everybody talks health. But in all of our conversation today, you have not heard 2 other parts that are very important to me. And that is transport and housing. Everybody forgets transport and housing. I want to bring in good social housing, low-cost housing, so that people can start to deal with this issue of rent. And I want to bring cheap and efficient public transport. No city in the world of any major status does not have subsidized public service. But you come to Nigeria, no. So we're going to make Port Harcourt a city of example. And we'll do the same for housing. The biggest single problem that comes to me every day is transport fare, house rent. Transport fare, house rent. You're going to find a government that is going to be bothered about what bothers you. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
That's been the longest 1 minute of my life.
Oh, it was just 1 minute and like 2 seconds now.
Tonye Prince-Will, thank you very much for coming to Democracy in Action. We wish you well and believe that someday, maybe the next time you'll be here, or before then, you'll be coming to come and speak to us.
No, I'll be back again now. I can't just come only once before the election. I'll be back again.
We will be here and waiting for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless.
And for you listeners, I do believe that you had a wonderful time with Tonye. He just wants to be known as Tonye Prince-Will and not Honorable Tonye Prince-Will.
Forget the Honorable.
The Tonye Prince-Will. And we hope to be here sometime next week with another guest on our march towards democracy. Thank you and have a blessed weekend. God bless you.
God bless you. Bye.